I'm Aerin Toussaint. I'm with Texas Impact. Texas Impact is an interfaith, statewide religious grassroots organization, and our members include individuals, congregations, and governing bodies of the Christian, Jewish, and Muslim faiths. And as people of faith, we strongly believe that prolonged solitary confinement is immoral and that it denies the innate human need for social interaction, and it works against the correctional system's own goals of rehabilitation by undermining the mental health of prisoners who are locked into a room with limited access to people and interaction for a long time. So we oppose the use of isolation units, especially in the absence of studies and monitoring and professional assessment of the effects of this confinement on people who undergo this treatment. And so we support the bill and the study and the committee substitute so that TDCJ can fully report on what administrative segregation does to our prison system and to our prisoners. We think that the bill would provide the state the opportunity to examine the inner workings of the prison system in a new way, and that the department, the legislature, the public at large could all examine the cost to us as taxpayers and analyze the demographics of the people being held in these facilities, and then expose perhaps any detrimental effects, which we do believe will be exposed. And the data would also help us know how to spend our resources, especially considering that we do have limited resources at this time. We believe that we might be misappropriating those resources, and the study would help bring to light better ways to spend those. We believe that people in administrative segregation need to be provided the proper tools and assistance to safely reintegrate into society. If they are exiting ADSEG and straight into society, that can't be healthy and doesn't seem like a wise way to take care of our prisoners. We believe that all people are created with dignity and worth, and that when we subject people to cruel punishment, we strip them of those rights. And when we hold prisoners in prolonged solitary confinement, especially those who suffer from mental illness, that we're inflicting injustice and undue suffering on these human beings. And we support.
What would you do? Let's say somebody's a mentally ill individual that we have in the prison, who may in fact endanger someone that they were with if you put them in another cell with another person.
Mm-hmm.
They may have in fact proven themselves to be dangerous to other people that are around them. What would your reaction be to that sort of situation?
Well, I don't pretend to understand, to be an expert on the prison system at large or mental health at all. I do agree with previous advocacy groups that were speaking to the need for some people to be separated from the general population. I just think that it would be wise to discover what group of ADSEG inmates do suffer from mental health problems, and maybe some outcomes that come from being locked, if it gets worse, or if they're getting the proper treatment they need while in their cell, separated. But it is true that people, might very much need to be away from others to take care of some of their, or not to be a danger to general population. So that's basically all that I have. That we do think that it's important to study these the effects on people, and to understand if we're causing more recidivism by locking them away, or we strive to uphold a commitment to respect all human beings. And thank you. That's all I have.
Here.
Members, any other questions?
May I?
Yes, Ms. Allen.
Can you put a face on this for me? You know of anybody who stayed in segregation, administrative segregation, for 5? You know any stories?
I did come across some stories of people who had been in there for several years. Okay. They spoke to having states of delirium, feeling like they were going crazy, having trouble being very jumpy isn't the right word, but when they got out into the general population, having problems and feeling like they couldn't fit back in because they had been in such a small room for such a long time.
You know, any length of how long length of time any one person stayed?
I don't know an exact length of time. Okay. I remember thinking that it was quite a long time, but I don't remember the exact length.
Other questions? Mr. Parker?
A quick question. The population that this is really eligible to, so to speak, that would have this confinement procedure utilized as a treatment, obviously, if you will, or a process of rehabilitation. What are the types of offenses that they have inflicted on society? I mean, can you speak to?
I know that I'm not an expert on this at all. I know that a lot of gang members tend to be, and violent
and
people
I'm
in
sure
general.
that, and I'll handle this. I'm sorry. there's I'm sure of there's reasons why they're in there. I know what you're getting at. Yes, they are people that have violated people's rights, and they're in there for a reason. And I don't necessarily think that, and that's why we probably need TDCJ up here to say, what are your policies right now for using this type of, putting people in ADSEG? Is it based on crime? Is it based on how long they're there? I mean, she's talking about the advocate. She's talking about the psychological effects it does. I don't, but I think we need TDCJ up here to answer that question. But it would, we're not doing it.
And the reality is we will have
aggravated
TDCJ up here
assault.
shortly.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.